Hello and welcome to today's twin flame reading for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, and the middle cards depicting the current union energy between the two. So today I have the Moonology cards by Yasmin Boland, and then I have also an Eternal Crystals Oracle card by Jade Sky to kind of tie everything together. So we're about to head into the weekend, and July is kind of wrapping up. We've just gone into the season of Leo, and I've seen a lot of people posting their artwork or talking about creative stuff. It's fun to see how it really has gotten that creative energy moving. And that can also look like organization too, right? So it can kind of be wherever you've been blocked to your next move to creativity. So it may not necessarily be putting like pen to paper, paint to canvas, coming up with that beautiful mathematical, formula or whatever, if that's more your way of being creative. But you can tell how much of a mathematician I am by what I just said. Anyways, I do appreciate math. We really need it, and I love numbers, and I do love numerology too. So being creative is important, and paying attention to your inner child right now is very important. Just spending time being intimate with yourself, going back to those times when you felt really at peace, in the flow with God, and seeing what God is really asking you to do right now and trusting that that's your next thing to do. And so it might look different than get this work done, right? Like it might be like organize this and take some time for you, spend time with this recipe and making something that you've been wanting to make for a while. Get your room, all nice and looking, a way that feels really peaceful to you. Go through your things, see what you want, what you don't want. So yeah, it's just like about that process of getting clear on what feels good and what feels like beautifying within, and paying attention to yourself in that way. And then as you're ready, putting that attention outward, sharing something that you maybe have been desiring to share with the world, even if it's just one person or if it's blasted all over your public social media, whatever feels good to you. So yeah, just keep feeling into that process, but it's definitely coming alive, and so it's safe to go with the flow there. So let's pull these cards. Let's start the Divine Feminine today. I have some nice rose quartz, feeling very, very peaceful, very tranquil, heart opening. And the card here, oh, well, how funny. Don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo. So yeah, I think that actually the Divine Masculine got this card not too long ago. And it's just saying that, again, like, don't let the things that you think you are supposed to do get in the way of what Leo season is bringing on for you as the Divine Feminine, and really just letting yourself radiate from that, that inner child space, but also allowing, like, okay, so when you're a child, your idea of being an adult was a little bit different than probably your adulthood. Although there's some things when you actually do match that, and you have those moments, and the idea is to have more and more of those moments where you feel completely in sync, like with your desires and everything, because a lot of what you envisioned was your desires. Some of it may have been overlays of what you thought you're supposed to do, which doesn't feel so good, from people and stuff around you, but there's something there about your inner child and what they desired to experience in their adulthood, and knowing that what they were doing in that moment was like preparing for that life, and this is the life that you can live, so you just go tap into that place where your inner child meets your mature self. And don't let pride get in the way. Don't let like your idea of what you think you should be now, or also what's coming to mind is feels like a big theme for many people is like this kind of pulling back of the old vortex and shifting into the new vortex. And if you follow the law of attraction or Jeff and Shalea's work, you know what I'm talking about, and maybe you've heard of it, but it makes sense. It's like it's not that hard to understand. It's like your reality does shift, and you do upgrade, and you do raise your vibration, right? But when you do that, the old vibration will it's like, you there was something there that you're used to. And the unfamiliar, well, it may be unfamiliar, but it also there may not be that much like security right away in the new vibration, right? So are you going to make the choice to, really radiate and shine and allow, like, just surrender to your upgrade? Or are you gonna kind of be like, I can't do this, and run away from something that your inner child is really calling for? So don't do that. It feels kind of like running around with like a chicken with its head cut off, I want to say, when that happens. And so when that happens, it's time to just love yourself, and it's time to go into your emotional mastery rather than your head, because your brain, your mind is gonna oftentimes like tell you, like, kind of go to default mode, and default mode is probably that old vortex, right? Like, in a lot of ways, like, go back to what you were doing before that was working. What the F are you doing now? Yeah, you feel better, but look, like, what is this? So you have to trust, and you don't need to be so irresponsible, right? Like with yourself or with whatever it is. But sometimes you do have to take a leap of faith. So when you take a leap of faith, it's also very important to call in your support. And calling in your support can look a lot of different ways, but follow God's guidance again here. If you feel guided to reach out to someone you haven't reached out to in a while, of course, your twin flame could be too, or even just, if you're with your twin flame, kind of calling in support, letting them know what it is that you're going through. And you can do that in your heart as well. So keep that in mind. And also, consider having a guide, consider support, consider coaching for your twin flame journey. That's why I offer it, because I also receive it and I greatly benefit from it. And I love working with others, right? Like, I also love doing art and helping with all of that stuff, and I do offer those services. But this is just like that in a lot of ways. It's really supporting you in being your whole self and, finding deep peace within. And that's really important. And so, your twin flame journey is not at all just about like being with your twin flame. There's like a reason there's that motivation, and there's definitely a reason why that is like fundamental and important. But what's really important is your foundation, your relationship with God, and just having, peace in your life, essentially, and continuing to choose to ascend from that place. And you're going to naturally come into being with your twin flame in harmonious union as you continue to make that choice and go deeper into this, this work of doing that. So let's move on to the Divine Masculine. That was a lot of time we spent with the Divine Feminine. She's really needing some attention there. Have faith in your dreams. Well, that's sweet. Yeah, so it sounds like the Divine Masculine's kind of holding down the fort here for the Divine Feminine while she's going through something. That's what it feels like to me a little bit. And it's not like, a disaster over here or anything. It's just that, yeah, the Divine Masculine can kind of have that more peaceful stance and hold some space, and can also practice his own faith, like strengthening his own faith right now. And that just feels really grounding, and it feels really satisfying for the Divine Masculine to like be able to provide that in his union, and to be moving, inching closer just into that place of union, wherever you both are at with it. It's just, like I'm saying yes to this in a way I wasn't like really even able to see before. And that's, that is faith, is saying yes to what is good, yes to God, yes to union. And that's also included in your dreams as the DM or the DF. And dreams, meaning like your desires, your true desires. Your true desires are, I want to use the word holy. They're just like, they're meant to come to fruition. And of course, like what you dream, let's say, or visualize, or what you think your desire is, the essence of that is what you move towards. But of course, you remain open to new possibilities, because things may just not lead you exactly where you thought they would, right? Like you have the desire to do something, but it ends up getting fulfilled by you doing something that you'd never thought of before. But if you had just, kept going towards the thing you thought you were supposed to do, you may actually not have fulfilled that desire, even though that's what, the direction you were initially called to go in. So yeah, it's about also surrendering and being flexible, and just holding down that faith. Feels really good and grounding and peaceful, and very like kind of clearing, clear the energy. So let's move on to the middle cards. The middle card, first one, oh gosh, that candle, just move that a little bit over there. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. I don't know, these kinds of messages are always funny, like the Divine Masculine's coming home tomorrow. But it is, sometimes it's true, right? Sometimes you are in that state of the, what it is that is coming has not fully arrived, but you feel its presence within you. And so I feel like the underlying message of this card is to embrace the feeling of the arrival, of what it is that is coming to you, because already, you feel it, you feel what is coming. And as you recognize that to be the truth, you actually call it in fully. So you don't want to block something by thinking, oh, it's coming tomorrow, it's like a carrot dangling on a stick kind of thing. Isn't there? I guess a carrot's like what's supposed to be for a horse or something, right? Because it's not like the best. Who cares about a carrot? Like, wouldn't you rather have a piece of chocolate or something? Anyways, but yeah, okay. So, you have a piece of chocolate or whatever it is that you like on a stick dangling. You can't quite get to it, but you're gonna get it tomorrow. That feels bad, right? But when you give yourself that feeling of that satisfaction, and you see it right there, and you recognize that it is coming to you, that it's not just going to keep on being the same distance from you, that's not the truth, because the universe and because God is not cruel. That's not like meant to keep you one step away from your good all the time. That's never That's never the point of anything. Sometimes the point is to surrender, or to see that your good is not coming from the piece of chocolate itself, or whatever it is. But that's sometimes how you receive that piece of chocolate. Or that marshmallow, or whatever. That fruit, So, yeah, that watermelon. Whatever you like. Something sweet, just for fun. But, yeah, you don't receive it by thinking that you just need it, and then you have that, it's going to be the thing. Because that doesn't feel good, and that's also kind of like an addiction too, and it's putting the thing separate from God and from your experience and from your peace, thinking that you are going to get your peace and get your fulfillment from something outside of you. But it's you always having the experience, and it's also safe to desire more joy in your life and more of what it is that you want. And so, yeah, and just recognizing that, and recognizing that you do indeed desire to have a fulfilling life, you're going to attract what it is that is fulfilling to you. And that piece of chocolate could provide you a lot of support. It could be like good antioxidants so that, you're going out a little bit in the sun later. It could give you a little bit of energy. Like, it could just be really satisfying, and you really enjoyed it, and it was just perfect when it did actually appear fully for you to experience it completely and have it, and then you're done with it and you're good on that particular experience. Or maybe you call more chocolate in, but it's from a place of, that you already do, like you're already receiving that experience. So you're allowing yourself more receiving of what it is that is fulfilling you, but also what it is that's allowing you to give more, because then you also recognize that the giving that you're able to do from this fulfilled place is also just equally, if not more, maybe a lot more rich, right? Like sometimes we're in more of a receiving state and sometimes we're more of a giving state, but you can kind of tell by what is feeling really good, and they are, they're one thing, one motion, breathing in, breathing out, and you get what I'm saying. So yeah, and you can see how like it's the twins with the Gemini, and one of them has their eyes closed and one of them has their eyes open and is clearly looking in the direction, and it does kind of look like one of them is more extroverted and more focused on kind of interacting, giving, and one is more inner right now and focused on receiving. So you can also feel into how you personally feel about that, and don't concern yourself with your twin flame and what they're doing. Concern yourself with how you feel, and you can naturally hold space for your union and for your twin flame from that place. So yeah, that feels complete, and it's just a nice like refreshing message, like, okay, yes, like there's something that's being sorted out. I can release control there. And you should always release control anyway, but definitely do that. Allow things to be sorted out for you. God desires to do that for his child. And the last card is very positive. I love this crystal card. Green Aventurine. And it's new opportunities, heart chakra. So just, look out for that. It's like the answers you need are coming, and this is kind of part 2 of that card is what I feel. And 5 really signifies change, and it does, again, require you to open to receiving more love, the new opportunities. It speaks to the new vortex to me. This card even looks like a vortex, the swirliness of it. It's a good word, swirly. Yeah, it feels really relieving, and green is such a Like it's kind of just perfectly cooling. It's like you've been walking, on a hike, and you put your feet in the cool river that's really like nourishing and clear and crisp, and you can see those green leaves from the trees around and the forest reflected in it. That's what the energy of this card is evoking for me right now. And it's by, enjoying right where you're at and fully embracing and taking care of everything that is you. So that will include your environment, your relationships and things, just from a place of being with God, and having, action steps, kind of surrendering to your action steps. Like, okay, I see that this is my next move here. And that's how you're allowing opportunities in right now, is by like surrendering. But there's something else I'm looking, I guess, really relaxing. Like by just like relaxing completely and being open to receiving and doing what it is that you're guided to do from a relaxed state as well, as much as you can, right? And taking care of yourself too. So just keep an eye on your foundation, like the basics, like am I eating when I'm hungry? Am I doing these things? Because that's gonna again allow for these new opportunities to really come to you, because you're not expending energy then on getting hangry because you didn't eat or this or that. When you're able to balance yourself out, you're really again taking care of your inner child from that mature state, and then you're in harmony with your inner child. And that's also very attractive for your union and for your twin flame as well. So keep that in mind and keep it at heart, and just enjoy that energy. So great reading today. Hit that subscribe and notification button if you haven't yet. And also check out the links below. I offer introductory sessions, and you can sign up for one and see what it's all about, because the work that I do and that I share and that I support you in, it really does work. And if you're watching this, you probably at least are recognizing on some level, if not completely, that you do desire to be with your twin flame, and you do desire also to live your life purpose, and to cultivate abundance in your life, both in love and that, in your union and in all areas of your life. And so consider it, and have a wonderful day, and I will see you very soon. Love you. Bye.